Welcome to Hey, I Got Something to Say. Do you like my background? Well, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm actually in my son's, I call it dorm room, but it's really like an apartment. I had to drop him off for school. His friend was in town, brought him home, brought him back, and I didn't have time to get home. And I thought, well, I can't cancel.
Real show, and she was freaking awesome. You gotta check it out. I didn't put it out yet because I was waiting to after she went live. And so I thought, oh man, she is so freaking cool. I have to bring her on this show. And she said, yes, I'll go live with you. And I see that she's coming in, so you got to give her a minute. And now she does live in the mountains. So I don't know if it's taken a moment to let her in, but she's coming in, baby. It says, view Susan Gold. Ta-da! Are you there yet? Come on in, Susan. I don't know why. I don't know. Did the internet god say, wait, you have to go back out and come back in? Heck if I know. But I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to sit very patiently and tell you about my journey. So here I am. There's a hammock behind me. And usually when I come here, if I don't have time to get home and I'm commuting back and forth, I hang out in the hammock and I swing back and forth. And then I pushed it behind at the last minute because I thought, you guys don't want to see me swinging back and forth. You'll be like, whoa, I'm getting, what do they call it, seasick. I don't know why it's not letting Susan in. She started, maybe she wasn't. There you are. Huh? What? You weren't following me?
I was totally following you hard. I don't know. I had to sign out and come back in. But you got to vamp about your son's dorm room. So that was fun.
Like, it's huge. It's massive because they ran out of rooms. He's a freshman. They ran out of rooms. So he got this big, like, apartment in one of the grad dorms. It's massive. It's massive. So, but I'm not in the hammock. You'll be very happy because I thought if I was swinging back and forth, that might be.
Your kid's got some great karma, Sandy.
Look at, I got the Sublime up there. See that? There you go. It's cool. All right. So, all right, we could go off onto a tangent, but let's get back to you. And let me just read a little bit about you. You ready? I love your glasses. Susan Gold is magical. I freaking love that. Navigating a ferociously challenging upbringing while bravely moving forward as an adult to face ingrained, outdated, and patriarchal programming head-on, Susan now shares a unique perspective in viewing life challenges as occasions for transformation. Yay! I don't know why I said that. Through her book, Toxic Family, Transforming Childhood Trauma into Adult Freedom, Susan turns the standard paradigm on its head and courageously leading others through her own journey of abuse, addiction, and surviving narcissism. I don't know anyone. All while creating a distinctly empowering personal and professional life. Now, I just want you to know, I almost was going to put out your Let's Keep It Real because, you know, we usually have them for like a few months, but I waited till you went live to tell people, okay, now you will be on Monday. Isn't that cool? Am I spinning? Did,
Hmm.
did you know that?
Yeah, I see you perfectly, but yeah, we're spinning. Oh, now you're back. Yeah, we're not.
So if it spins, don't worry. Usually people can keep seeing it. So how do you like that?
That's so impressive. God, technology at its best.
And if not, don't worry, we'll do it again. And I just want to stop a second and say I was so excited. I was like, there's no way in hell that I wasn't going to do this from the dorm room when you were coming on. No way in hell.
I need to see the collegiate t-shirt, you know, my son goes to, or
Proud mom. Yeah, I should have, but I got daisies. Is that good?
Oh, that's cool. We'll take that. You know, my publisher is watching this video. I don't want to put pressure on you, Sandy, but my publisher is watching.
What's your publisher's name?
Her name is Jackie Jordan. You should know her. She is a powerhouse.
Jackie Jordan's in the house. Jackie, I just want you to write in. Are we both spinning? Because really, we're not spinning. You are just spinning. Jackie is powerhouse. I love that. Where's Jacqueline from?
You know, she grew up not too far from you. She grew up in Jersey, near the Delaware Water Gap, and she went to University of Delaware, and then she started, I think, in radio in Philly. I could be smoking crack, but I think she started in Philly, and then she went to New York City and did every talk show alive, ran them all. And now she brands experts. She's a New York Times best-selling publisher, Sandy.
Wow.
Yeah, you need to know her.
Well, what's funny is I grew up in Jersey near the Delaware Water Gap. She might know a town named Phillipsburg, New Jersey, except for I went to college at Montclair near New York City. And I used to go back and forth into New York. But Jacqueline, we'll meet because you're so awesome. I hear that. But I want to talk about you, girlfriend. So let's get into the statement that I picked for you. I like that. It's a bunch. Living from the heart with the inner child leading the way. Tell me about that statement.
Yeah, it's like, what the fluff does that mean? So I heard about inner child when I was in my 20s. Alice Miller wrote an amazing book, and it became part of pop culture, called Drama of the Gifted Child. But I didn't have time for that inner child stuff. Like, I was determined. I was like, get out of my way. I've got things to do, you know, and I just shoved her down in there so tightly. Just like I've been shoved down as a child and ignored, neglected. And then it came full circle. Like, I had to come from that to that place of understanding that there's a piece of soul, a piece of light in here, that when I let lead, magic happens. I am not magical on my own. It's that inner child within my heart leading, and that's when things become magical.
Okay, so I never do this, but I need to dive into this deeper about what I believe about the inner child. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I want to know.
And maybe it's the same thing. So my entire life, I've believed there was something bigger than me out there, guiding me. My entire life. Like, I didn't know what it was, but I knew innately that I could tap into it and it would guide me. Like this bigger energy force. And when I am coming from love, peace, or joy, I call, that's another long story, this bigger part of me, my higher power, my inner voice, I call this person Neil. And I'm like, what's going on, Neil? And so, what were you thinking? What? You know? So, could that, is it different? Like, because I think, okay, here's this big higher power energy source, and I'm here in the human body, and when I tap into it, it's completely magical, and everything always worked out for me. It's when I'm stubborn and try to, you know, do it on my own. Could that be the same thing, or are we talking about two different things?
No, it absolutely could be the same thing, because I believe that a piece of my soul is on this ride with me, but most of my soul like stayed behind, thank God. So
Yes.
I feel what you're saying is the same thing that I'm saying. Yes, and I also believe there's a team, and I also believe there's a source higher than me, greater than me, and all that stuff. And I'll take it all for this fluff and walk we have to get through on this earth, because it's not for the faint of heart, and I'm having one of those days, Sandy.
Really? Tell me more. I want to hear everything.
Well, I think we're in a place of transition. I think we're seeing things crumble in front of our eyes. I think a lot of the past is coming up in front of our faces so we can review whether we like it or not. And it's not quite comfortable for me in this moment. So I woke up with one of those days of fluff. I've had enough.
Yes.
Fluff,
Yeah.
fluff the red pill. Like, let me go back to the blue pill.
I gotta come out and see you. I'm like thinking, I so know what you mean today. And I'm like, no, Mayday, Mayday. Again, Neil, no, I don't know. I'm gonna go kicking and screaming, but at the end of the day, I'm still going, right? Okay. Oh my God, you're a hoot. All right.
It's the girls with big hair. That's what does it.
All right, we need to back up a bit. All right, so here you are. I'm done saying, all right. I'm trying to stay focused here, and you keep saying what the fuck, and it cracks me up. I have so many questions for you from my people, because I do have a lot of people that have come from severe, traumatized backgrounds who do follow me and the things I talk about and love the people I bring on the show. So when I told them about you, the biggest thing I kept getting over and over again, it's like, and I'm going to just say, should I eat butter or should I drink milk? Or now butter's good for me or milk's good for me? And I'm saying that because they're so confused on, they're ready to do something. And there's so many different philosophies out there, and they feel like how they should address it head on changes. And it does, it reminds me of, okay, butter was good for me, now butter's not. Okay, milk, no, not milk, whatever. And they're confused. So if somebody's saying, okay, I do want to do something about what I've, had happened to me in the past, I just don't know where to start. What would you say to them?
Well, discernment is more important now than ever, Sandy. And we're all looking for that magic formula, right? If we just do A, B, and C and we're good, Santa's going to give us all the treats and prizes that we want.
Yeah.
And honestly, the truth is none of us knows. We're all here fumbling around in the dark doing the best we can. So you get knowledge, you listen, and then you discern what works for me. Like when that paleo thing came in, well, it didn't help that I'm not a huge meat eater, but I wasn't going to go for that. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That sounded insane. And people were swearing by it. And I was just like, yeah, that sounds like a bunch of hooey. And I think this is part of the consciousness raising on this planet. We're taking a breath, we're taking a beat. We had to a couple of years ago, right? In that lockdown crap. It was time to go in and see what works for me. You didn't have to go to that cubicle and be that automaton. You had more space, and that's continuing. And I'd say that's what's important for your audience.
I like that. I really like that. And by the way, I'm not for any of it. And I eat meat. I eat everything. I'll eat anything at any given time. But I've never been for, this is it. This is the workout system. This is the therapy system. This is this. No. Yeah, you have to find your way. Although, it would be nice if there was like, I do 1 through 7 and I'm healed, right?
Well, the other thing about it, Sandy, is you and I both, we've been up close and personal to those household names, those celebrity types that everybody envies. So we've seen it in black and white that there's no there there. So we know that it has to come from within us, and
Yeah.
that's the biggest gift in child. And the inner child is, that's why I'm so grateful that you brought that up,
Yeah.
because that's where the discernment comes from the heart.
Mm.
What do I feel inside? Otherwise, man, I'm picking from the lowest hanging fruit. I'm in bad relationships.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not reaping from the harvest from the best. I'm picking up the crumbs.
All right. How old, because I got this a lot too. How old were you when you started this journey of self-discovery? Like, okay, something's got to be going on out there.
Well, I was in childhood when I knew something is really not right. That something is wrong. I used to sit in the pew and glare at the one preaching from the pulpit, because I thought, I don't need a broker to talk to God. I just talk to God. I don't understand this. I never like fit the Rubik's Cube, but the real journey started when the red flags that came up in my family dynamic, the behavior that I saw demonstrated, that started
Mm.
coming up in my own life, and I got clean. I saw I needed to get clean and sober, and that's when it began. And I feel like for me, that was the
Mm.
playing field leveling. I had to have that as the starting point, and I've held on to that. I've been sober before you were born. I got sober.
No, 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 no. Okay, so when you said you got clean, how old were you when you got clean?
25.
Those are a lot of tough years, young lady.
Yeah, it was not for the faint of heart. Let's just call it that way. I was bemoaning it because I hadn't bought my first champagne glasses yet. Oh my gosh. But I'm so grateful for it. Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, there you are, red flags, gonna get clean. How long did that take you? Was it just you went cold turkey, or was it up, down, up, down, up, down?
No, I was really fortunate. I was so hurting. My throat was tight with just stress. I was losing track of goals. I was in and out of abusive relationships, and it was like fly to fly paper. I didn't know what was going on, and my world was getting smaller. And I went to a therapist, which, you didn't do back then. Pay somebody to talk to your problems, about your problems. I said, my life is out of control and completely unmanageable. He immediately started talking about, was there alcoholism in my family? Did my dad drink? Do you drink? You're not going to drink while you're in treatment with me. And go to meetings and learn about your dad's alcohol problem. Well, that was genius. And I was so willing at that point. I would have stood on my head on Fifth Avenue in traffic at that point because I was so willing. So, yeah. And then
Wow.
it was basic combat training, and I wasn't going to deviate from the norm. And I went to every meeting with an A on the end of it, and stayed clean for since, 1985. I've been clean since 1985.
Oh my goodness, you probably remember that therapist's name, don't you? Because what a gift. What a gift.
It is a gift, and I don't take it for granted. I don't go to those A meetings anymore because I really feel they're for people with issues around narcissism, and for someone that's an empath who can pick up the emotions of others. You can feel out the room, and the
Yeah.
temperature right away. Those meetings can be brutal, and those steps can really be a booby trap. It's that spiritual axiom: point one finger out and three come back at you. For someone who's highly sensitive and an empath, boy, that can keep you in some nasty relationships
Mhm.
for well past their expiration date.
Which, big question, how do you protect yourself as an empath? This, we let the question in, it is from a male. But he said, wait, holler, I can't even go to the mall. My brain was like, ah. I don't know. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, well, first I give him credit for realizing it. Like, I didn't understand this until maybe even 4 years ago, like how empathic I was. And I was telepathic. I was getting full sentences from, my parents, silently until it was too dangerous to do it. And I shut it down. But first it's to understand what an empath is. And yes, I too, like you, oh my gosh, God forbid I had to go to Costco and I'd come out and it would take me like a day and a half to detox. So now it's awareness. I understand what an empath is, a highly sensitive person, that I pick up the emotions. And I can't even, if my beau watches a dark movie, I can come in from having an afternoon out and I can feel that energy in the room, even though he's done with the movie. Yeah, that's being a super empath. So you have to understand it first. And then once you're aware of it, you draw the boundaries. I excuse myself. I go to parties late and I leave early. And I make sure that I take care of myself before and after. I block out plenty of time just for myself. And if I'm not comfortable at a gathering, I excuse myself. And no thank you is a complete sentence, which is really important for an empath. But boundaries are essential and it's a process.
Um, I'm so glad you brought this up because my son's the same way as me, probably even more so. But I didn't know it for many years. I just thought I was a sensitive Willie. You know what I mean? Like, what? I can't watch that movie. Da, da, da. Or someone come in the room, I go, "Ooh, I don't want to spin where they are." But I didn't think of it. I don't even know. I don't know if I'm an empath or not. All I know is I can feel the energy down the road. I don't know thought, but I mean, I can go, ooh. And I'm someone that really will not watch movies that aren't happy because they affect me like it's real. So I just thought I was sensitive.
You're sensitive, but you're empathic because you can get a grip on somebody else's emotion, their tempo. I mean, just when we got on this live chat, you had it right away. You knew, you could read through the lines, through the computer. You could read, and I can feel your energy. So I'm going to say yes, you're an empath, if not a super empath. And if you went on a 10-day silent meditation retreat, you'd be telepathic.
Oh my God. No. All right. So questions are coming in on because they want to be anonymous on my computer. How? I don't think my mother-in-law will understand why I'm coming late to the party if I tell her I'm an empath.
That's fantastic. At least they've got
Wait. I'll call her Sally Bell. How do you explain to people? Because the same thing, what we're talking about is not justifying who you are and protecting yourself and knowing what you need. And not when you go to explain to someone who's like, they got nothing going on, which is fine. That's what they are. That's who they are. That's how they came in the world. Not trying to feel like, okay, you have to get this and justify it. And I can relate to this.
Yeah. Well, it's hard, right? Until we have practice. I was like a Jedi Knight initially. I was like, no, thank you. And then I would just repeat, no, thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I cannot be there. And they would continue to text and I would like block them. I was like a Jedi Knight, but I've become much easier and softer. I just say, wow, I'd really love to be there, but I'm not up to it. I'm going to drop this off before, have a cup of tea with you, and then I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to wish you a great event if I'm not up to it. And if the other person can't receive what I'm able to offer, sorry, just got to push on. And for empaths, that's hard because we're also usually caretakers and givers.
Yep. I wish my son was back from class because he protects himself like nobody's business. I learned so much from him, and he's 20 now. I cannot tell you how many times, and it peeves the family off, but he doesn't matter. He says it really nice. No, thank you, but thanks for offering. All the time. No, thank you, but thanks for thinking of me. No, and you just keep saying it. No, thank you. No, thank you, but thanks. I'm glad. And they get so angry. And sometimes they'll say, you should teach your son better and respect. I'm like, I think I did. He's teaching me.
Yeah, no is a complete sentence. No, thank you is kinder. And my son's the same. He grew
Really?
up, yeah, he learned boundaries. He had to learn boundaries. And he's also a super sensitive. And he does the same thing. Well, I'd really like to join you, but I'm just not up to it. Thank you for thinking of me. Okay, then. How are you going to argue with that? You can't.
All right, but do we answer Sally's question? Because this is a mother-in-law. So, she doesn't want to get on the fluff side of it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm not able to come. I'd love to come see you for a cup of tea after. You can tell me all about it, or before, or drop the flowers off, or whatever you're going to do. You just can't make it in that moment, and that's okay. You're taking care of yourself. Or you say, I have another commitment, but I'd be happy to come in. I'm going to be coming in late. And then you come in late and you leave early, but you show and you're pleasant to everybody, and everybody thinks you're their best friend. I lived in LA. I had to go to so many networking parties, and people thought I was their best friend. And I literally would be in that party for 20 minutes. And I would go to each person. Yeah, each person, and connect eye to eye and heart to heart. And boom, I'd be so happy to be in my car and out of there.
Oh my God, that's awesome. All right. So what do you do every day? Do you have a routine starting in the morning or throughout the day to check in with yourself and what's going on? And on the days where it's, fluffier than others, do you have
So,
any?
yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at this. It's taken decades. I've been very structured. I used to sit quietly on a meditation cushion for 45 minutes before I'd go train in the pool with the team, and then go to kettlebells, and then take my son to school, and blah, blah, blah. So now I'm more aware of my breath. Like all this trauma, especially in my upbringing and then in my adulthood too, because it carried on, pulled me away from that breath. And I've done a lot of work, but I still have some PTSD hanging around. So the way that I notice it most is either my solar plexus is clenched tight, or I'm not feeling any breath down to my abdomen, or my shoulders are up here, right? Or my jaw is like tight.
Yeah.
So I'll notice it. Yeah. I'll notice it, and then I'll take in a breath. And either I'll do the box thing where, 4, 4, hold 4, out 4, or I'll just watch the air come in and out. It doesn't have to be structured. It has to be what works for you. Anything that gets you in the moment. Right now, I'm holding on to my amethyst egg, because it keeps me in the moment and grounded. Because I just want to giggle, Sandy. I want to tell stories and giggle, but I'm not here just for me. I'm here for others. And it's a really hard place to be in when you're stuck in that trauma box.
Okay, I need to get some amethyst. I don't know these things, so I want to hold on to that, it grounds you?
It does. Like a lot of people use all sorts of types of crystals. Amethyst, the purple, and it's protective. So I just grabbed a piece and hold it. I also have this for money, money, money. It just makes me feel better. I don't know.
Whoa. Bring that one back up. The green one.
Isn't this pretty?
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have
like that.
They have incredible energy in a story. If you just get quiet, they'll give you a story.
I believe you. I have that relationship, not with trees.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Green trees. I mean, I really am a tree hugger. I talk to trees all the time. I get so many answers. Okay, so what are you up to now? You want to know what are you doing now?
Well, wait. First, I want to go back to the trees.
Okay.
Are your ability to connect with the trees getting deeper and clearer as the months have gone on, say in the last couple of years?
I don't know that. I don't know if I'm aware of that, but I do know I spend more time with the trees. Like I've always been made fun of, like she talks to trees, and the day they talk back to you, I say, no, I do feel them and get answers. And so I'm a big hiker and mountain biker, and I'll find a tree that's calling my name and make sure my back is up against it, like all right, we got it going on today. And then I get up and I feel rejuvenated. I love them. I love them so much.
Yeah, nature is so powerful, and I think many of us are starting to even open to that more, which is why I asked. And also, like being on the ground in bare feet, no rubber soles, also incredible. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what am I doing now? You asked. I'm recovering from writing that book. That's a hard book to publish. Toxic Family, and then you're supposed to go to the beach and hang out with your family for a week. It's like, whoa.
No.
Yeah, but honestly, that was my publisher's title. It wasn't mine. My title was Magical Illumination. And it has been, and my family are reading it, and actually, it's been very positive. My sister said once I got through college, I was riveted. I couldn't stop reading. I had no idea you were in the kind of pain you were. And yeah, and my oldest brother, we have abuse between us. His childhood is almost all blacked out. And by reading my book, his construct broke open, which is not pleasant. But for the first time, he's close to truth. One-to-one work is great, but I feel like so many of us need to break the taboo of talking about the toxic lineage. And it's ancient, like it's generations back, and we just keep carrying the bags and showing up to the mother-in-laws when you don't really want to show up and feeling like you have to. This is what I'm here for. I mean, my career was really fun and glittery, you know, matching celebrities to brands and producing for TV, but this is my mission and my purpose.
I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy for everyone you touch. I love, you're so, and I know people say that all the time, but I want to spin where you're spinning. I really do. I want to spin.
Oh my gosh, Sandy, you have such an open heart, and you're a little fire plug, like you are an energy, you know, angel. And you have so much pizzazz and accomplishment, and that you're sharing it with all of us. And I just love that you're coming from your son's dorm room. It's beautiful because you're so authentic. You know, that's why I'm like super excited to get on this. I don't care that we're live. I just like love that I can have an authentic conversation with you and laugh and giggle and be who I am.
Absolutely.
Yay.
My friend says, you know, I have a way of, it's coming from peace and love and joy, so I don't mind saying it sometimes. We'll meet people, and she's like, oh, we're going to go out with so-and-so. I'm like, they're on a different journey than me. I don't want to spin over there. And she's like, you say it, and it's so lovely. It doesn't even sound mean. I go, because I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I'm not disappointed. I don't hate them. I just have learned throughout the years that, yeah, I want to be around people that spin over here. And I can feel it instantly, like, yep. And that has been big for me. That has been huge, because I used to think, well, let's just go in there and I can shift it and I can shift it and I can shift it. Not in this lifetime.
That's the beauty of age and wisdom. I love that piece. Yeah, to be able to draw that clear boundary and be okay with it and do it from a place of love. Like, I wrote this book from a place of love. I did not point anybody, take them, across the carpet. I really came from a place of love, and they were all perfect players in my movie. And my challenges and my challengers are gifts if I'm willing to see them as opportunities for soul evolution. Yeah, and that's where I'm going. I really want to get that message out, because people need to hear it, and they need to be free of that.
Such a different feeling than a lot of other books about that topic. A lot, you can feel it. You can feel the anger and the hatred, and they're stuck in there, which I get it, but not with you, baby. All right, listen, we got to wrap up. But here's the good news. Before we go, you're going to tell us where we can find you, number one. And number two is, if you miss some of this, don't you worry. I'm going to record this when we're done, and I will put it on all platforms. So I'll put it on not just Instagram, but Facebook and LinkedIn and TikTok and whatever else they want me to do. And number three, if you want to hear the long version, on Monday we're coming out with Let's Keep It Real with Susan Gold. Isn't that awesome, Sauce? I love that.
I love awesome sauce. If anybody feels moved, you can get me at susangold.us. Everything's there.
Easy peasy.
We like it that.
All right. All right, so what are you going to do the rest of the day now? What's
I'm
up?
going to revel in your glow in this conversation, Sandy Jo Webster. That's what I'm going to do.
All right, well, hey, I got something to say, people. We really would appreciate you sharing, liking, and rating it. And you know what I'm going to say. Until next time, toodles. Bye, Susan.